October of 2022, American missiles were found stolen by two special operators. They found 1 out of 3 missiles. These operators were part of the Special Air Service, Lieutenant Simon Ghost Riley and Sergeant John Soap McTavish. This would lead to a hunt for the remaining missiles, and it would send these special operators to Las Almas, Mexico, which is considered a dangerous state, as it is riddled with cartel activity and the many deaths of any and all who oppose their authority. These operators would meet with Special Force leader Colonel Alejandro Vargas, and eventually they would team up with an American private military company that had gained a big reputation back in 2020, the Shadow Company, which was founded by former Marine Philip Graves. The 3 teams would run operations jointly in Las Almas as they tracked one of the stolen U.S. missiles, as well as hunting down the man that they believed was responsible, Hassan Ziani, who was a disgruntled terrorist. Their hunt for the second missile would prove to be successful as they raided an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. However, it was after these operations where things would take a turn. According to ex-Shadow Company employees, a disagreement broke out between Colonel Vargas and Commander Philip Graves. Now, to put this into context, a few hours before this argument, the Shadow Company were stationed inside of Colonel Vargas' base in Las Almas, and they would receive a call informing them to arrest and jail anyone on that base that was not Shadow Company. This meant that all Mexican Special Force personnel were taken. Well, a few hours later, when the team arrived at the gate of the military base, Commander Graves would come out to meet Colonel Vargas, and the disagreement would break out. Once again, if we refer to the witnesses claiming to be ex-Shadow Company, things escalated quickly, and Graves informed them that the Shadows were going to temporarily take the base as they would now be the only ones looking for the missiles. Graves would give Colonel Vargas, Lieutenant Ghost, and Sergeant Soap an opportunity to leave on good terms. The problem here is that now we have conflicting reports. One statement says that Commander Graves began the altercation, while another says that it was Alejandro who attacked first. But we do have an eyewitness who has chosen to remain anonymous that states that one of the Shadow guys fired a shot first on his own, whether due to panic or inexperience. But this allegedly led to a full-on confrontation between the 4 men. The colonel would be arrested and taken, while the Special Air Service guys would separate and disappear into Las Almas, which is a Mexico City on the eastern border of the country, which, for clarification purposes, is part of North America. Now, reports suggest that Graves was fuming and gathered some of his men and went down to Las Almas as they hunted down the lieutenant and the sergeant. This would be around midnight of November 3rd of 2022. The Shadows would also ask around about Hassan Ziani, the terrorist that we mentioned earlier. Once again, according to unconfirmed reports, the Shadows were ruthless in their hunt for these men. They entered homes illegally and executed men in front of their families as they looked for answers. Someone described it as a bloody massacre.
Do it.
Fucking hell.
Boys found some dirty cops around the corner here. Let's go have a word with them, shall we?
Now, Las Almas is known for housing many cartel members. Many live there, many have families there, and many have built a life there. This made it easier to execute, mentioned one ex-Shadow employee, while another said that it didn't matter when they were tied up and basically tortured for answers. We don't know exactly how things went down in Las Almas, but there were multiple bodies found dead the next morning, and reports suggest that a gunfight also broke out near the church located in the heart of the city around 3 in the morning. This massacre that would become part of history is riddled with inconsistencies and different stories. What really happened on that night in Las Almas, Mexico? Well, we may never really know, but a U.S. Congressional hearing that occurred in November of 2023 may shed a little bit of light on the occasion, as it was televised in the United States.
General Shepard, in October of 2022, did you authorize Shadow Company to fire on a task force under your command in Las Almas, Mexico?
No, I did not.
Mr. Graves, were you given orders to use lethal force against TF-141?
Yes, I was.
Quiet in this chamber. Who gave you those orders?
General Herschel Shepard.
Did you act on those orders, Mr. Graves?
No, absolutely not, sir.
Quiet! Quiet!
As we all saw here, Commander Graves of the Shadow Company denied engaging in any confrontation with the lieutenant and sergeant, and by extension, the Mexican Special Forces.
Come on. Well, look what we got here. Tenemos más policía. Cops helping cartels. Let's show them how we handle corruption, yeah?
Happy to, sir.
El sin nombre will kill you for this.
Oh, no. El Sin Nombre is no bueno right now, amigo.
He cut your fucking head off.
Shut the fuck up. No más habla. This is going to look muy familiar to usted, amigo. Tortured.
No! Te arrancaré los huevos!
Get him out of here. Take him to the spot with the rest of them.
Right away, Commander.
All right, these narcos are warlords, and the people here will do anything to help them. So no pussying around, okay? If they're harboring Hassan, I want him flushed out! And, keep your head on a swivel for these Brits. Take them dead or alive. You know my preference.
Yep.